There's a million different reasons why I love you, and I'm sure that I could find a million more. There's not a single thing that I would change about you. You're picture perfect just the way you are.
Welcome to Minds Behind the Song. Today we have the absolute honour to chat to a man that releases his forthcoming album, The Songbook So Far. With so many people resonating with his music, it's time we talk about one of his most beautiful tracks. Today we chat Flaws. Hello Calum, thanks for joining us. Before we talk about this beautifully penned single, you've been a fantastic supporter of mental health and mind. But I was wondering, why is mental health a subject matter that's so important to you?
My journey with mental health has been a long one, and I feel like it's not just my story. I think having now sang about my mental health and talked about my mental health quite openly, you realise that it's millions of people's stories across the world. So I think it's something that's important to me, something that I take very, very seriously. I use it to talk in my music. It's just something that I am a champion of, you know, and Mind an amazing charity that help people go through, you know, the same circumstances probably we've all been through and maybe don't talk about.
I am here to talk about Flaws. It's quite a beautifully uplifting message, really. I just want to know what the motivation behind the song was.
I feel like all of my songwriting comes from personal experience. All of it comes from things I've gone through or stories I've been told of people close to me. And I feel like Flaws represents where a lot of people are in terms of where we're at with social media, where we're at with the perfect life and what we see online. My sister actually had been talking to me about how she felt about her looks, and she was getting really down about it, and you know, saying that every time she goes on social media, there's always people on there that are beautiful and have the best life, and I can relate to that. I think most people can. You see other people, you constantly compare yourself, and that really upset me. And you know, I'd carried that, and that was something on my mind. When we was writing Flaws, this feels so poignant to write now. Me reiterating how perfect she is regardless. So I just take flaws and all, you know. I wanted to write something that would encourage people to look at themselves in the mirror and not tear themselves apart. You are perfect, and the flaws make you who you are. Yeah. You know, I had my own struggle with my image. You know, the trauma that I'd been through and all the issues I had, I think had manifested itself as a body dysmorphia. Yeah. I'd started to look in the mirror and I hated what I saw. Every night before I went to bed, I used to get a pad of paper out and I used to write everything that I hated about myself in the mirror. And I just got to a point where I hated myself so much and hated everything that I saw in the mirror, that's what took me down a much darker path. Yeah. That for me was just so personal, and that's what made me want to write something that could be used as a medicine to combat that feeling.
It's one of the quickest things you lose is self-worth.
That's the thing with mental health, isn't it? That it's that little voice in your head that convinces you of all the bad things. You give that voice too much power and it becomes the only voice you listen to. Yeah. It takes the centre stage. You believe it wholeheartedly, and I guess Mind and myself and, you know, people who are championing mental health, that's what our job is to do, is to remind you to listen to, you know, the angel on your shoulder as well, you know. Yeah. But yeah, in terms of Flaws, writing Flaws, being more hopeful about it and taking that slant, you know, letting it be an empowering song, letting it be I love you regardless of all that stuff, and the flaws actually make you who you are, and that's what I want you to celebrate. It felt empowering. I was writing it hoping that my sister would listen to a song like that and go, my God, you know, I've been thinking about all this wrong. You know, I should love myself a little bit more. As a songwriter, you want it to be something that they take away and that they use as a medicine and as a self-soothing thing, as, you know, and then you hope that it's people all around the world.
Do you think about the listener when you're writing the song?
As I write more music, I don't go in going, right, what can I write for the fans? It definitely comes from a personal experience or something I've gone through. And, you know, I'm quite proud of that because, like I said, it's not just me that's gone through these things. And I feel like talking about stuff, you can sense the sort of relief and the release that causes. So then songwriting is kind of that on a much bigger scale, you know, and touches people all across the world. Plus, music can be very personal. You know, for a lot of people, they'll listen to music in headphones. That way, I'm a voice directly in somebody's ears, and that comfort can be profound.
So, I mean, I was thinking about kind of when you're performing the song in front of an audience, and does it become just a song? You don't go into the meaning of the song, because when you're singing it, it's such an emotionally powerful song for you.
When I perform songs, I really do care, because I really desperately want to give the best performance I can, because if that one person watches that one performance and that positively impacts them, then I've done my job the way I see it. I feel like I have been put in this job with purpose, and my purpose is to positively influence people, you know, whether it's dancing and forgetting all their problems whilst they're at my show, or whether they're deeply moved by bridges or floors or boys in the street. That's my job. And I've never felt purpose more like it. When I perform music, I go back to that place I felt when I sing it. And I genuinely get upset every time. And it's not because it's a show or because it's like, oh, well, if I cry, people will be, you know, they'll resonate more or whatever. It's because I can't physically hold it in. Me revisiting that pain is in that moment, but for somebody else, they might be living that pain every day. So I just feel like it's what I have to do.
It's what such an unselfish thing, mate, you're doing.
Thank you.
And well done. And really, and there'll be so many people that are listening to this that will have been inspired by your music. So
Thank you.
Amazing. I'm going to stop talking about you. What song has really helped you with your mental health?
When I heard Robin's Dancing on My Own, that was a song that I started singing the lyric. I was like, oh my God, that's my story. Like me growing up as a teenager, I would always feel like I was on the sidelines being like, I'm always going to be on my own. That was why I was able to lock so much emotion into that song specifically. Because I wanted to, you know, I wanted other people to know that that's, you know, there's their story as well. But that song in particular was something that really moved me. Even like with Boys in the Street, it was a song that I'd heard. There's an artist called Greg Holden, incredible songwriter. I was like, it's just everything that I've thought about. It's what I've always wanted to do is help people, whether it's my music, whether it's other people's music.
It's what you're saying, where you the journey you're going on with that person. So many people are going on that journey.
Oh my God,
going on that
100%.
journey with your music, and you can there might be someone in their living room that can't go out of their house, don't feel they've got any self-worth, and they listen to your song.
Yeah.
And that might make them step out of the house.
100%, 100%.
So honestly, Calum, it's been a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you very much. I could literally talk about all day. I just feel like music is such a powerful medium. You know, for some people who can't talk about it, obviously, you know, we are very well versed in talking about our feelings or encouraging people to talk about their feelings. But for other people, talking can be such a daunting thing. That's why for me, music can be the kind of thing that, you know, the amount of people I've said that have messaged me saying, I sent your song to my partner or to so-and-so because I'm not very good at expressing myself. Like that in itself is just beautiful to know that people are using my music to say, this is how I feel, you know. So all I want to do is carry on doing what I'm doing, carry on spreading love, awareness, positivity, you know, just do the job that I feel like I've been put on this planet to do.
There's a million different reasons why I love you, and I'm sure that I could find a million more. There's not a single thing that I would change about you. You're picture perfect just the way you are. So show me every mark and every scar, 'cause I want you and all of your flaws. If you're looking for perfection, take a look at your reflection, 'cause I got mine, but I want yours. And when you feel like you ain't beautiful, just remember I'm in love with all your flaws. but I wish that you could see you through my eyes. You're amazing in your heart out to the surface. Don't cover up the pain you feel inside, 'cause you can tell me anything, I promise I want you and all your flaws. If you're looking for perfection, take a look at your reflection, 'cause I got mine, but I want yours. And when you feel like you ain't beautiful, just remember I'm in love with all your flaws, yeah. And you've been hiding things that I just really love about you. So promise me you'll be yourself and no one else, because I want you and all of your flaws. If you're looking for perfection, take a look at your reflection, 'cause I got mine, but I want yours. And when you feel like you ain't beautiful, just remember I'm in love with all your flaws. Cause I want you and all your flaws. Yeah, I want you and all your flaws.